Hey everybody, welcome back to the Central Texas High School Football Huddle. I'm your host, Chris Daly, and each week I bring you news and information and some cool interviews about Central Texas football. The Centex Huddle is brought to you by Fat Cow Jerky. Unlike some other jerky brands, they craft their beef jerky with 100% beef, and you can taste it. They use the lean cuts of meat, slice them into strips, and then marinate with select ingredients and a unique blend of herbs and spices that make for an incredible flavor. And talk about flavor, these guys have it. When you open a bag of Fat Cow Jerky, you get a taste of American ingenuity, perfected recipes, and a passion for making the ultimate flavored meat snacks. Fat Cow Jerky is a small business with a big heart and a love for high-quality, delicious snacks. Fat Cow Jerky is utterly perfect. Find your next favorite flavor at fatcowjerky.com. We're also brought to you by State Farm agent Corey Pack. State Farm agent Corey Pack is a proud supporter of Texas high school football and the Central Texas High School Football Huddle. For insurance on all the things that matter, you can count on Corey Pack from State Farm. I've known Corey for several years now, and I tell you, there is nobody better to handle your insurance needs. You can call or text him to receive a quote, 512-268-7225, or go online to CoreyPack.com to connect with him. And as they say, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. As usual, a bunch of great scores from around Central Texas. Let me run through some of them. Waco University knocked off Pflugerville 53-28. Navarro lost to Crockett 49-13. Eastside Memorial fell to Travis 47-0. And Johnson wins again, this time over Austin High 20-13. San Marcos, fresh off the ruling from the UIL, gets a victory over Schertz Clemens, 28-24. Westlake easily handles Anderson, 66-17. And Dripping Springs puts up 67 in their victory over Aikens, who had 6. Lake Travis knocked off Del Valley, 49-7. Cedar Ridge took care of Stony Point, 44-20. And Round Rock over Manor, 17-7. Vandergrift blanks McNeil, 57-0. And Vista Ridge took care of West Ridge, 27-16. Harker Heights put up 42 against Hutto's 24. Bastrop put up a big 54 over Cedar Creek with 14. Liberty Hill won a one-score shootout against San Antonio Vets, 56-49. McCallum knocked off Northeast Early College, 28-0. New Braunfels Canyon handed Hayes their first loss, a close one, 44-41. Smithson Valley rolls Lehman, 48-0. Elgin over Colleen Chaparral, 28-13. And Belton downs Rouse, 43-20. College Station blanked Cedar Park, 17-0. Glenn took it to Eastview, 31-21. Georgetown rolls Leander, 70-16. And Fredericksburg took care of San Antonio Memorial, 36-0. Wimberley continues to win, putting up 73 against Gerald's 14. Geronimo Navarro gets back on track, knocking off Lago Vista, 42-21. Lampasas over Burnett, 24-7. Fisher Canyon Lake downs Marble Falls, 42-7. Davenport won a tight one against Taylor, 32-21. Cuero all over Giddings, 56-2. Smithville downs LaGrange, 14-10. Lexington over Florence, 61-0. Johnson City downs Harper, 35-0. Weiss took care of Copperas Cove, 51-20. Manor New Tech, 66 over Achieve, 20. Blanco gets beat by Marion, 48-6. Luling wins 47-13 against Ingram Moore. Rockdale 34, Troy 27, and San Marcos Academy over Leakey 48-0. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, our very own Steve Thomas has a conversation with Liberty Hill coach Kent Walker about their recent victory. We also want to thank Grit Football Camps. They provide the opportunity for campers to interact with recruiters, athletic directors, and professional scouts to expand their chances to attend college. In fact, that is the point of Grit Football Camps, is to get their attendees enrolled in college. Whatever level their skills match, they've got ways and connections to help your student athlete make it to college. This camp is dedicated to expanding student athletes' recruitment knowledge and developing leadership skills. Campers will learn how to build relationships with recruiters and prepare for a life on and off the football field. Their camp will call upon the student athletes from area schools to connect them with college recruiters, athletic directors, professional coaches, and scouts that are willing to mentor each student to be successful in college and beyond. Grit football camps are held all around the country. You can check them out at gritfootballcamp.com.
Hey, football fans, Christmas is right around the corner. We have the perfect gift for your high school football fan in your life. Friday Night Legends, the board game. With Friday Night Legends, you can play the greatest high school teams of all time against each other based on their real stats. That means you can play the 1989 Odessa Permian Panthers of Friday Night Lights fame against the 2017 Mater Day team and really see who's the better team. Or what about Peyton Manning's Newman High School in New Orleans against Trevor Lawrence's Cartersville, Georgia team? There are thousands of teams in the library from all over the United States. Get your copy of Friday Night Legends at BoardGameLegends.com and be the hero of Christmas morning.
You know, I'm proud of our kids. Our kids had a lot of fight in them. So, I think we can build on this one.
And what adjustments went into halftime?
Oh, we did a lot of different adjustments. You know, we took, you take what they're doing against you and figure out a way to put your kids in the best position possible. And that's kind of what our coaching staff did.
And what do you think the experience of, especially a game like Huddle where you're on the other side of this, what do you think that did for your team tonight?
Oh, flip the script a little bit. You know, it does a lot for them. You know, we'll learn a lot in film tomorrow. Our kids be here in the morning watching film, and we're going to learn a lot. I think the way we played in the second half is going to take us, it's going to take us to that next step.
What was the talk amongst your team at halftime? What were you guys telling each other to rally each other?
You know, they're Liberty Hill kids. They're just hard nosed. They fight. And so they're. I went in and told them it was my fault. It was my fault. First half was my fault, and blame it on me. And let's go fix the mistakes and make sure we have a better second half.
They've got the two monster back there, especially with Peoples.
Peoples is a special young man.
Yeah, you're not going to shut him down, but what went into trying to contain him this week?
We focused most of our stuff on trying to contain him, and he got off. He broke a few long runs in the first half, and then the quarterback's a heck of a kid. He's a great running back. So right back at quarterback and can throw it. So he's a great dual threat quarterback with great receivers in front of him and a good offensive line. But so he had a lot of yards. We were trying to keep the ball more in his hands, but he made us pay.
Actually, amongst your guys, number 16 runs that turns out to be the game-winning touchdown.
Quarterback.
Yeah, quarterback.
Quarterback kept it. Yes, sir. Reese Vickers. People don't keep an eye on our quarterback very often, and so when we do run our quarterback, usually it's for a big play.
Any other guys you really want to give a shout out tonight too?
Oh, our whole football team, our coaching staff, the community. You saw the stands tonight. And they stay till the end. It's just an amazing place. And I never say it to her, but you shout out to my wife. She puts up with me.
And then you got another test coming up against a Lockhart team that can put up some points. What are you looking to?
It's another good test for us. And they played toe-to-toe with Vetch Memorial, and I think Vetch Memorial is a good football team. So, Lockhart's a good football team. So it's good for us. We need this. Last 2 years we didn't have much in district. Marble Falls and McCallum were good. But, so to have some really good competition inside of district, I think will really prepare us for the playoffs.
Thanks, Coach.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you to Coach Walker, and thank you to Steve Thomas for grabbing that interview. Good stuff, good stuff. All right, let's talk about games that are coming up this week. There's some great matchups. We mentioned Westlake scored 66. Dripping Springs scored 67. This is where we find out what Dripping Springs is made of. They've been rolling through their very first 6A season, but now it doesn't get any bigger than Austin Westlake. We're going to see what happens as they go head-to-head. That one is going to be a good one. It's going to be at Dripping Springs. Both teams 6-0, 4-0 in district. Man, that house is going to be packed. Cibolo Steel will travel to San Marcos. Georgetown and Eastview will do a little cross-town rivalry. Glenn will travel to College Station. A&M Consolidated takes on Leander. Hutto at Temple. Westwood versus McNeil. Seguin travels to Hayes. Both of those teams are 5-1. That'll be a good matchup. Lehman travels to New Braunfels Canyon. Belton versus Connolly. Waco University at Elgin. Bastrop will travel to San Antonio Veterans Memorial. And Liberty Hill will be at Lockhart. Taylor will travel to Lampasas, and that should be a good matchup, and very important when it comes to district standings. Gerald at Geronimo Navarro, Wimberley at New Tech, Luling at San Antonio Cole, Florence at Rogers, Holland at Thorndale, Austin LBJ at Mason, another good matchup, and Chilton against Bartlett. Those are just some of the Central Texas matchups. There's going to be so many good ones. It doesn't matter which direction you head. Look for stadium lights on Friday night. You're bound to find a really good game. As always, if you'd like us to cover your team more, maybe we're not mentioning your team enough, let us know. Call that voicemail line, 713-568-6361. Leave a message. If it's great, we'll play it out on the show. Heck, even if it's not that great, we might. If it's at all entertaining.
You're listening to the Lone Star Gridiron Sports Network.
Once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. I want to thank you so much for supporting Central Texas football. I also have to thank our sponsors, Fat Cow Beef Jerky, Grit Football Camps, and of course, Corey Pack State Farm Insurance. Please go out and support these companies, or at least reach out to them and thank them for bringing you the Central Texas High School Football Huddle. I'm your host, Chris Daly, reminding you, get out there and enjoy some football.